Okay, for a long time, I had a lot of trouble exporting footage taken with the native camera app on my iPhone 16 Pro, pretty much any iPhone actually. You can still export quite easily with the colors intact by exporting it as H.265, which is this format right here. It's the same format that I used to record with my Blackmagic camera app on my iPhone 16 Pro. And I learned this because I asked ChatGPT and it helped me out with this. Previously, I had it set to something that I set as custom as QuickTime, exporting as QuickTime, and then Apple ProRes 422HQ. And it does the same thing. It exports it in full HDR, which is cool, but at the same time, you get extremely large file sizes. So I wasn't about to upload like 100 gigabyte into YouTube because it takes forever. And then the other option was like, oh, make it in the Rec 709 color space, but it still looks pretty bad in that space. You know, there's other ways where you can like add presets or LUTs and stuff to make it look better, but I kind of feel way too lazy to do that. So the other option was, like I said, to use H.265. And then you also need to change two settings right here. It's usually on main, so these things are grayed out. So you have to change it to main 10 and then change the export color space to Rec 2100 HLG, and it still stays as HDR that way with smaller file sizes. I just talked to ChatGPT again and they said that checking this HDR10 metadata thing will help out with the conversion on YouTube. I'm not sure how true any of this is, but it doesn't hurt to just check this and then change this to Rec 2020. I've just verified with ChatGPT that these basically seem okay. The numbers match quite closely, and yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. And from here, I'm just gonna save it as a preset and call it H.265 HDR, and a better system for like exporting purely iPhone footage, like compiling it and archiving it and stuff like that, because that's kind of what I do, is I archive it unlisted onto YouTube, like all together, like the month's videos, because eventually your iPhone storage fills up and you're like, oh, what do I do with these videos? This is a good way to do it. It's just like put it all in Premiere and then export it as H.265 and then put it on YouTube unlisted, title it really well, and then you have like an archiving system for the footage you've taken with your iPhone. Yep, so just to show you guys that it works, this is just a 16-second clip, but previously I did it already for a different video that I was trying to upload. So here is the version that's 100 gigabytes and it's like 17 minutes. It's me talking about like my microphone setup and stuff like that. And it's HDR, as you can see. And then we have the one that I tried where it was just H.265. I didn't change the correct settings. You have to change it to main 10 and to HLG. As you can see, the colors look really bad. And then this is the correct one. Back to like, basically it looks the same as the version that's 100 gigabytes, but it's 5 gigabytes instead. And this is the one that we just edited and is HDR, and it looks like how it would look on my phone. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully that can help some of you guys out there who might happen to be just working mainly with iPhone footage on the native camera app for whatever reason, and HDR footage and stuff like that. Yeah, H.265 on main 10 mode. Try it out. And I'm going to also try out right here. So as you can see, this is like a normal MP4 file. If we were to export it as HLG, like the same settings, let's see what happens. I believe the colors should stay intact because we're staying in a mode where the color space is still in general just higher, so it carries more data and information. So this could be a solution for working with both types of footage, but you're going to end up with HDR footage that's not like actually HDR. But let's see what happens. I actually have no idea. I've never done this before. Okay, is it this one? Okay, so that looks good, and this also looks good, but it's HDR now, even though it's not meant to be HDR. So it's a little confusing, but I think that's kind of like the best way to blend both of them, to if you want this one to stay exactly the same, I suppose. I can't think of any other way other than, you know, going the route where you color grade this, like turn it into Rec 709 and then color grade it. And then even then, it's not going to be identical. There's going to be differences for sure. But yeah, that's probably the best way to combine it. That was just a theory. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it did. So that's cool. But yeah, again, you're going to have like HDR footage that's not HDR in that clip, but whatever.